I'm on an airplane. We are in Salt Lake City. You can see Salt Lake City out there, so we're about ready to take off. I'm pointing the camera to the east. We're taking off to the point south, and we are off. I didn't sit by the window on the way here, but it was super foggy. You couldn't see nothing anyhow. The window I'm looking out has cracks in it at the bottom. Kind of makes me nervous, but I suppose I'm in the hands of professionals, so I'm fine. The window's kind of low, so I gotta stoop over to see it. Yeah, it looks like it's a nice view of the wing. I like sitting by the wing because in case of a water landing. Now there's Salt Lake City. In the case of a water landing, I can climb out on the wing, wait for a rescue boat. I'm always thinking, always optimistic. No room in this world for pessimistic people. So where the mountains that are straight ahead, that is kind of the dividing line between, you can see it better now, about the center of the camera. That's kind of the center line between Salt Lake County and Utah County. So we appear to have turned and headed toward the west a little bit. So we're going west. I hope the pilot knows that we're supposed to go east. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Nice bright sunshine. So there's Salt Lake Valley down there. Whole bunch of towns. So above the wing, barely you can see Utah Lake. So there's two big lakes in Utah. In this area, there's Utah Lake, which is fresh water, and then there's Salt Lake, which is salt water. Utah Lake flows into Salt Lake. So Utah Lake drains into Salt Lake through the Jordan River. I don't think I'm mixed up. I think I've got my wits to me. So I might be confused. I think we're on the northern edge of Utah Lake. Attention to me. So that actually might be, we might be going over Antelope Canyon or Antelope Island down there, or Antelope State Park. Yeah, so I appeared to be totally confused. If there's a causeway going out to that island, then that's Antelope Island. So the next island out there with the snow might be Antelope Island. I don't know. I'm totally confused. So we might be going back over top of Salt Lake City now. So I was confused, but now I might not be confused. So in a second, we should be going over top of the mountains. I think we're heading back toward the east now. So, yeah, so that was Salt Lake the whole time, not Utah Lake. But I was right when I said Utah Lake flows into Salt Lake. Utah Lake being fresh water, Salt Lake being does appear to be Interstate 15 down there. And now we're hitting into the edge of the mountains. And now we're going to be heading over the mountains. And so that's what it looks like. The mountains and the valley, and then Salt Lake. Kind of looks the same to the south with Utah Lake. I think it's really cool in the wintertime seeing the snow in the mountains. So that's the Wasatch Range. For the next several minutes. So the highway down there, that might be I don't know what canyon that is over there, that little canyon or big canyon through the, so there's a highway down there. I think I'm too far north for it to be Interstate 80. What road that is, but there's a river running beside it. Typically where there's roads running through the canyons, there's a river that runs through it that has cut the canyon. It's kind of amazing, these mountains look so tiny, and each one of those is quite the height if you wanted to climb to the top of them. So there's lots and lots of snow. Sure what highway we're going over. stop just at the border. We a lot of times stop there. It's about a 2-hour drive. We've been in the air for 10 minutes or so. And once again, you can see Interstate 80 down there. I have no idea how high we are. So it will look like this for, I don't know, all the way across Wyoming. So this is the most snow I've ever seen. I'm not saying this is the most snow that's ever been here, obviously. Most snow I've ever seen, but so I would say most times when we're flying, I can't see like this, so this is pretty cool. I'm glad I got a window seat. Last week when I came into Salt Lake City, it was super rainy and cloudy. You couldn't see nothing. You couldn't see nothing as you were coming down to land. A little scary. Yeah, so once again, like we're going right across Interstate 80. With my eyes, I can actually see trucks. I can see vehicles down there driving. So we're still above Interstate 80. Let me try to zoom in. So you see a little patch of trees down there. It's hard for me to see. A little patch of trees down there, that's Little America along Interstate 80. It's like a truck stop, rest area, all types of things. It's that little dark area of the square, not the little lake, but out there in the distance. So you see the two lakes or retaining ponds, and then you see the Interstate 80 in the middle, and then to the left back is Little America. You get 75-cent ice cream cones there, but I don't think we're going to stop. So make a good time. Kind of amazing. That's like a 3-hour drive from Pleasant Grove, and been in the air for 15 minutes. Things are remote and lots of miles in between things here going in Wyoming. Another couple little reservoir type areas down there. Right below me is the northern edge of Flaming Gorge, and you can't really see it. If I was sitting on the other side of the plane, you'd be able to see Flaming Gorge. So we have Interstate 80 back in the view. Should be going by a town called Rock Springs, Wyoming here pretty soon. I can see it coming into view from the wing. I think Rock Springs, you see that bluff to the left? I think there's a road that goes up there where you can actually drive up there and like boondock and camp. There's lots of places you can boondock and camp around here, actually. So like I said, right below me is Flaming Gorge, the northern part of it, but you can't see it really, I don't think. That's Rock Springs. The next town I think will be Green River. More video. We are almost directly over on top of the interstate, so can't see it with my eyes because we're right above it. But I think that is Rawlins. It's out of the view now. So I think that was Rawlins, Wyoming. It's kind of hard to tell where you're at. 5 miles in the air. Landscape looks a lot different with all that snow down there. So we'll be going over Laramie, Wyoming here next. Rawlins and Laramie are about 100 miles apart. And then after Laramie, it'll be Cheyenne. So there's like basically nothing between these next two towns. I'm still in an airplane. So we have gone north of Interstate 80. So I probably won't be able to see Laramie because I'm on the wrong side of the plane. But right down there, about a third of the way from the bottom. I'm not sure what town that is. That could be like a town called like Rock River or something. And I'm pretty sure that's Route 30, the Lincoln Highway down there. So when we first took off, I was able to see my map for a while. But now I can't see my map. Actually, the GPS sometimes works in airplanes, sometimes it don't. But I think that's Route 30. Then Route 30 would dip back down toward Laramie to the south, which I won't be able to see. So some type of river going through there. I should know what river that is. It could be the Rock River in Wyoming. I think that's what it is. Yeah, we'll be going past Laramie, Wyoming, but we'll be going past it to the north, so I won't be able to see it. And there's nothing, as far as you can see, there's not much for any civilization anywhere north of here. Some really tiny towns, but basically nothing for hundreds and hundreds of miles. So we are, like I said, it's hard to tell where you're at, but that's some farming area here. So we are north of Cheyenne, and that is, I believe, Interstate 25 that runs north and south from, so this goes, that will go down to Denver, to Cheyenne, and then up to the north, I think to Casper, Wyoming. You can see the farm fields down there are in circles because they're irrigated, and the irrigation system is anchored in the center like a pivot, and then it goes around in circles. So that's why the fields are round. In Illinois, they try to farm every inch of ground. Here, it's not a shortage of ground, so they can kind of waste ground, because if it's not irrigated, it's not going to grow anyhow, so they might as well be efficient and make the fields in circles. I'm not an expert on anything I have been talking about this entire flight, so don't pay attention and believe anything I say. I do have a good view of the wing. That I do know. So since we just went past Interstate 25, it's only like 50 miles to Nebraska. So within just a couple of minutes, we'll be in Nebraska, or over Nebraska. I don't know if we're in anywhere unless we suddenly land. I don't know what those things are. There's like storage container tanks out there. I don't know if it's oil or what it is. So there's like a refinery refinery thing or something in Cheyenne, but I don't know if that has something to do with it or not. More video. So I think that is Wyoming US Route 26, and I think we are almost to the Nebraska border. A town called Torrington, I believe, is down there. And probably very soon we'll be in Nebraska. I think Scotts Bluff and Castle Rock and then Landmark and those are, I think, maybe right below us or out the other side of the plain. So the Oregon Trail ran, I believe, so that river and stuff down there, that could be where the Oregon Trail ran, I think. So I have nothing that I'm referencing. I'm just kind of going off what I think I know. Like I said a few minutes ago, probably 90% of it is inaccurate and not true. So, like I said, I think we're right above Scotts Bluff and those landmarks. So, and then of course the border, there's really no way to tell when we cross the border or not. But I'm probably thinking we're in Nebraska now. So, nice covered blanket of snow all the way from Salt Lake City all the way to the Nebraska border so far. So I think that's Highway 29. It's not an interstate, it's a U.S. highway. And I think I'm kind of north of Mitchell, Nebraska. Turbulence in about 15 minutes. So to the left, that line is Highway 29, and I think this one is Highway 71. So I said we were above Scotts Bluff a little bit ago. I think we're probably above Scotts Bluff right about now. And so we're above it, but also north, so I can't see it. It'd be on the other side of the plain. More video. So we are about a third of the way across Nebraska. And if those look like sand dunes, it's probably because I think they are. So there's like these, I can't think of the name of it. Like I said, I'm guessing where I'm at and what I'm looking at. But on the western edge of Nebraska, maybe 100, 200 miles from the border to the east are these sand dunes, and I think that's what I'm looking at down there. So on the ground, we've driven through there before, and you can see them, but look different from the air. So pretty soon we'll start hitting farmland as we get a little farther into Nebraska. We are probably almost crossing the time zone and the mountain time, probably north of Ogallala, Nebraska. So that's approximately like, when we're driving, Ogallala is like exactly halfway between Pleasant Grove and Sterling, Illinois, where we drive to. There's some highway going up through there. But yeah, I think those are the sand dunes. I can't think of the exact name of the sand dunes, but I know they go for miles and miles. We can't see nothing. So I haven't filmed for quite a while because halfway across Iowa. We're probably going over Interstate 35 north of Des Moines, Ankeny, probably 50, 100 miles north of Des Moines. Like I said, if it wasn't cloudy down there, probably see Interstate 35. So I probably won't film anything unless I can see the ground. It's hard to tell where I'm at. Sometimes I can get the map to load and look at the GPS and tell where I'm at. Other times I can't see the map. And then when it's cloudy, then I definitely can't tell where I'm at. So, yeah, okay. Nice pretty view of the sun. Almost looks like a rainbow over there. We are coming into Chicago. We're getting awful low. Hope the pilot knows what he's doing. I got total confidence that he knows what he's doing. Fly this plane better than what I can do. That thing's a little blurry. There's the highway. I actually stick my plane. Oh, a little bumpy. Putting the flappers up and slow down. A little nerve-wracking because I think the runway is slippery. Not too fast now. So I didn't do any or do much for video for half the flight because it was cloudy. Couldn't see nothing. So, in fact, until we got down to a couple of thousand feet, couldn't see nothing. So, successfully touched down. So, that was kind of fun. Would have been cool to have a nice clear path the entire way. So, I could have, made some videos.
It is our pleasure to welcome you to Chicago. The local time is 5:54 p.m.
5:54 p.m. Keep my seatbelt fastened, she says. In Chicago. Okay. Well, hope you enjoyed my flight from Salt Lake City to Chicago. This was our viewing the whole time. The movie TV system did not work. So I had to entertain myself by doing video the whole time. So if you wondered, doesn't that guy have anything better to do than video the sky? Actually, I did not have anything better to do. Occasionally I had some internet, but I was preparing just to watch a couple movies. So instead, I made a movie. Okay, that's it.